As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner YouGov offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. Let's do a quick fun story, and then I have another serious one. But let's do the quick fun one first. And this is, you want to do serious one first?
No, I'm just laughing. This is like a famous Paul Dawalibi segue. Let's do a quick fun one, and then it's
and then it's never quick, and it's
and then 3 hours later.
Yeah.
No, because I wanted to. I moved this one up in the queue because Slightly specifically made a comment earlier about something he wants to see from YouGov: percentage of viewers who wish esports merch was better. So I figure good segue to a story about esports merch, and this was a collaboration between Takashi Murakami and FaZe Clan. And William, I don't know if you know this designer. I know you're very up on sort of Japanese culture, but supposedly he's very famous for these flower motifs. He's 59 years old, and it's the whole article. The gist of this article is that he's 59 and he's now making merch for FaZe targeted at 20-year-olds. But this is the design. I guess he's famous for this aesthetic. It's like I said, it's kind of a fun story. Does anyone think this is really great merch?
I just want to jump in on this, not to say whether or not I like this T-shirt or whatever, but he's done some amazing things with Louis Vuitton, with Drake's OVO brand. This is a very well-known designer, and that flower emblem is recognizable, I think, in the right circles. So just I think the discussion for us might be more about all these lifestyle brands and the collabs and the activations that we see them doing with the merch plays. FaZe is very interesting because of things like this with Kappa, with Champion that they've successfully launched in the past. But I would say, similar to the Louis Vuitton League of Legends drop, that a lot of people are going to recognize. If you don't recognize FaZe, you're going to recognize that flower.
I mean, Jimmy, I think what bothers me about this, and maybe you guys have a thought on this, is that to me, gaming is driving culture right now, right? That the FaZe emblem is what's cool, right? Mm-hmm. And people want to wear that. And I'm not convinced that taking other pieces of pop culture and trying to bring them into gaming is something necessarily that's going to succeed or be welcomed.
I'm not sure I agree with that, because isn't the whole sneaker thing, sneakers, right, Paul? Like, you're a sneakerhead.
I do.
Isn't
Yes.
like the whole cool thing about sneakers is when you take an iconic brand like Air Jordans and then you pair it up with something else, or am I
Dior.
crazy?
So no, you're right, William. Like,
You're right.
Air Jordan did that this year with Dior. They're reselling for over $20,000. It's been a very popular thing for over a decade. And as a sneakerhead, I follow this pretty closely. I have also read articles about burnout. Like, are there too many collabs going on right now? Do we always, kind of with this release sequel conversation, are there too many new collabs where you have to get that shoe's not cool anymore? It's now the collab with this other brand that's cool, so you got to buy that one and the next one. So,
but Jimmy, you're making the case here, and this is, I think, where I'm struggling, that this collab will all of a sudden now, because of FaZe, Takashi Murakami will have a horde of 20-something fans.
I think he already is successful in that market. What I see here is FaZe doing what they do best, which is merch, and finding another thing to keep that fresh for their audience and for their existing consumers, fans, users, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah,
that's what I look at when I see.
When I look at that shirt, the thing I think is, that's great. That shirt looks very different from other shirts I've seen. And I think in a market that you want to be a high turnover market, the fact that this feels different than other things you've seen is probably worth the most, because whether or not this particular collab is successful, I don't think it's going to make or break either Takashi Murakami or FaZe Clan, right?
True.
Just like any individual. The question is, but what does make or break, at least FaZe Clan in aggregate, can they do enough of these things that are truly incremental? So it's not just consumers cherry pick and say, you know what, there's 30 collabs this year. The best is the collab they do with, I don't know, Rite Aid. I don't know, Coca-Cola.
I can't wait for the FaZe Clan X Rite Aid.
I mean, I'm just saying brands,
Band-Aids.
right? Like, yeah, like, like that's the best one. That's the one I'm going to buy because all the others will be perceived as lesser this year. This is the good So I think the more things you do that feel different, the less chance you have of it over, your consumer base overlapping and cherry picking.
What do you guys think of Slightly's question here? Esports merch needs to become more accessible for less serious gamers. I think this is the opposite. Like, is Takashi Murakami too up in the clouds, not accessible enough?
I don't know a less serious gamer than a FaZe gamer, honestly. They're more about content and image and lifestyle than they are about competition, right? But I get what you're talking about in terms of like, this is a very, like, as William said as well, a very unique brand. This is like wearing the Gucci pattern just all over your shirt and then putting a FaZe or a team logo there. So I don't know what to make of that, actually.
I think
Jeff, what were you going to say?
I don't have that many hot takes about this. You know my style. I'm very, when it comes to
you would wear this, Jeff. Just so everyone knows, I don't think I could pull this off. Really wear this.
I could not pull this off. I just think in general, esports merch typically, and any merch, I would say this about, if you're talking about NFL team merch, it's usually going to be for hardcore fans or someone trying to show that you are a fan of a team. I'm not sure the strategy of taking someone like my wife, who's about, I wouldn't even know if she would call herself a gamer. She might play a little bit of mobile games and stuff like that. I don't think she's going to go out and buy esports merch. I think you want to go deeper, narrower and deeper and stuff like this. I think William's point was a really salient one about how this is incremental. And I personally might be like, that's bizarre and I have no interest, but as long as portions of the FaZe community and whatever the guy's name is, Murakami, as long as portions of their fan bases and their communities are incrementally interested in it, that should be the goal with these collabs.
Yeah, I also think there's something to be said for what's one of my favorite pieces of merch that I have, shameless plug, is the Business of Esports socks. If you guys don't have Business of Esports socks, they're amazing. You should get them. But one of the great reasons why the Business of Esports socks are good is you can wear them everywhere. You can self-identify as somebody who has this affinity. You like that. It feels good to identify with stuff you like and proclaim it. But it kind of goes into stealth mode a little bit, right? And I think some of these things like this thing are kind of these stealth mode collaborations too. I think if you looked at that shirt, you wouldn't know it was a gaming shirt. And I think that's actually part of the appeal of these aggressive crossovers is they let you take, if you're a gamer, they let you take gaming into spaces you might otherwise not. You know what I mean? Like, I might wear that to like a rooftop cocktail party. I don't know if I'd wear a jersey there. You know what I mean?
True. It is different, and I applaud them for that. It is definitely not like most other esports merch. I think that's cool.
Sorry, Paul. I want to see more Puma gamer socks. I want to see more Razer breathing, N95 mask or whatever we're doing. I want to see less mixing logos on a t-shirt and more, I don't know, innovative kind of different products personally. Not that I don't think this will be successful. It's just we've seen a lot of this, right? Maybe not to this extent or with these brands and names, but it would just be fun to see merch, I think, in a new way.